Welcome to In Exile. Kari Lake slams Katie Hobbs and Mayorkas on the border.
Many of your opponents call it a border crisis. Do you consider it a crisis in the Biden administration?
Christian, the issues that we have are extraordinarily diverse.
He does not answer this question. This slimy reptile, Mayorkas, here's Kari Lake on him. Since Biden and Mayorkas are incapable of doing their jobs themselves, I'll give them a little help. Declare an invasion. Apologize to the families devastated by the crisis you created and resign.
I spoke about extreme weather events. I spoke about cybersecurity. You and I have now exchanged about the threat of adverse nation states that seek to infringe on our and other countries' sovereignty.
This is the longest filibuster obfuscation word salad from Mayorkas. Watch, he will not answer her question. Is it a crisis?
We now have the challenge of a domestic violent extremist.
Domestic violent extremists. He means Trump. The Trump voters are domestic violent extremists. He's lying.
When we speak about the border, we have to put it in context.
Put it in context in one of the worst disasters in the last 2 decades.
And it is indeed a challenge, not a challenge exclusive to the United States. You know, Chile just deployed its military to its border.
But what about the United States?
Colombia has 2.5 million Venezuelans within its borders.
That's not the United States either.
Costa Rica's population is increasingly Nicaraguan.
Not even close to the United States, which is your job, Mayorkas.
We are seeing a movement of people throughout the hemisphere and, quite frankly, throughout the world that is...
Okay, he shed his skin and he's not going to answer the question. However, an article on Katie Hobbs' complete dereliction of duty does help answer the question. As Arizona looks to defund border security, cartels move smuggling efforts west. This is about the good job that Abbott is doing in Texas, that illegals are having a hard time getting in there. So they're moving west to Arizona. But this proves that a ground game is effective. Since Governor Katie Hobbs was sworn into office in January, the number of foreign nationals illegally entering Arizona has increased primarily in the U.S. Customs and Border Protection's Tucson sector. And as several factors, including Texas expanding border security efforts, are resulting in illegal border crossings increasing further west, law enforcement officials say Arizona can expect even greater numbers. Katie Hobbs is the California gift that keeps on giving. Currently in Arizona, Governor Hobbs is recommending cutting funding to the border strike force that helps local enforcement supplement Border Patrol's responsibilities. This makes an easy decision for the cartels to start shifting their smuggling routes more and more into Arizona, he said. There's your move, Katie Hobbs. You defunct, complete disaster. California voters did this in Arizona. Here's Kari Lake.
This is a very difficult question to ask you. MTG talked about a national divorce, blue states, red states. Any thoughts on any of that?
I think we need to come together as a country. And, I feel that we are starting to. I think we can come together as a country, and that's what I want to see. We've already been through that chapter. We don't want to redo that chapter again in history.
Here's Kari Lake throwing a little shade on Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I'm a huge fan of, who wanted to see a national divorce. I totally support this. Kari Lake does not have an obligation to agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene just because we're all on the same side. I'm trying to get you guys accustomed to this. The disagreement and dissent is okay. She's not being mean or anything. She made a great case. We're not going to go through that again. She's just saying Kari Lake has a different tactic than Marjorie Taylor Greene. Grow up, everyone. It's fine.
Move forward. We're going to elect President Trump. We're going to bring some peace to the world again and start rebuilding and making America great again.
Have you thought about running for Arizona Senate seat? Running for Arizona Senate seat?
You know what? I am focused at this moment on my court case, which we just filed at the Arizona Supreme Court. That is my focus.
Is she running for Senate? Her focus is on the Arizona Supreme Court case. She has to do that, of course. But she's running for Senate.
Me and our supporters and our movement to go away, we're not going away. I will never go away. And I am not going to stop helping lead this movement. So
she's not going away. She's going to keep fighting. And I believe she's going to fight all the way to the Senate. I don't know about the court cases, in the end, the reason why I advocate for the Senate is because I have a lot more confidence in the Arizona voters than I do in the Arizona legal system and the judges to give us what we want. That's my opinion. That's where I'm coming from on this. I have confidence that she's going to be a great senator. I'm Doug in Exile.